Morning, 94.5 with the Surf Rider Morning Surf Report.
Morning, Staff Sergeant. Staff Sergeant.
We now know that meteors will land off the coast of different
They gotta be
cities.
parallel to the deck. That's the whole thing with these bars.
A small cluster of meteors is predicted to enter our atmosphere.
Scientists are scrambling to try and understand it.
Evacuations are now underway.
About 2 or 3 meteors just impacted. Oh my god.
It appears that there's something like shadowy figures.
I think I'm gonna head back now. Everyone needs to get out of here right now. Lucas, if you could just come back, please. Oh my god.
Hey guys, we are on the phone with Adetokumboh M'Cormack, who is in Battle LA, which hits theaters, I believe, next weekend. Eddie, how's it going?
Life is good, thank you. I'm eagerly anticipating the movie's release.
Well, tell me, this movie's been really hyped, I guess, for almost a year now. I mean, I think that you guys were at Comic-Con last year, and how does it feel now that it's finally about to hit theaters?
Well, it's really exciting. As we shot this such a long time ago. We shot this in August of 2009 through to December of 2009. So it's been this sort of long gestating thing that's been happening. And, and we've been talking about it for a while. And I think not many people really knew what we did until recently. And everyone's like, oh, dude, that's a movie that you shot ages ago. That's amazing. And, so for people to finally see this movie and the magnitude and the scale of the film, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting.
So it looks like, at least from the trailer, that there's obviously a whole bunch of special effects that go into the film, which means that as an actor, a lot of stuff you had to pretend or imagine were there, and therefore it kind of pulls a little bit more out of your acting chops. What was that like, I guess, working with green screens and doing all that kind of stuff?
Well, it was really interesting because you really had to call upon your imagination for this film. More than any other project I think I've ever done. We had a lot of green screening just to simulate, the alien aircraft and also the actual aliens and some of the landscapes of Los Angeles and whatnot. So it really took a lot just to, you had to realize that, you're not seeing any actual thing, but you have to just, pretend it's actually there. One thing that actually helped us was sometimes you'd actually have some guys dressed up in alien reference. We call alien reference suits, where basically or motion reference suits, where these guys, stunt guys mostly, would dress up in these things and would have something to react to. So, that was really interesting because we didn't have to necessarily call upon our imagination. We had something physically in front of us that we could, sometimes fight with or, be shot at, or whatever the case was. So it was just a nice balance of both.
The thing that I'm real excited about the film is it's got a very elaborate cast. There's a whole lot of well-known actors in it. But I find it always interesting whenever I hear that even with that big of a cast and that many well-knowns, sometimes you're not working with everyone, so you don't even meet everybody on set, and it's just kind of you came in for your time and then you left. Was that the deal here? Did you guys all get to hang out and bond?
Well, this film, because it's such an ensemble production, we all pretty much met, hung out, and worked together from beginning to end. I think the main members of the platoon, we spent 3 weeks of boot camp prior to filming, so we had to, just spend just 3 weeks pitching tents, sleeping in these tents that we'd pitched. You'd wake up at 5 a.m. and you'd go running for several miles and do all this physical training, which consisted of jumping jacks and sit-ups and push-ups, and literally hundreds of them, and then would have to learn how to assemble and disassemble certain weapons like M4s and M16s and whatnot. So we all were together from, literally day one and all throughout the filming process as well. And so it was very interesting because it wasn't like a lot of productions where, as you said, you come in for a few weeks and you go. We were together from beginning to end. And sometimes the director, Jonathan Liebesman, he really wanted just to give a good feel of, that camaraderie and unity and all of that. And he just insisted that we were all pretty much, even if we had a day off, he'd try and make sure that we were, put in the scene just to give that feel that, we were all together and would have, people to generally react off of.
The film's obviously, you mentioned aliens, so that kind of gives away it's pretty much a sci-fi film. Were you a sci-fi fan growing up? And I know you grew up in Kenya. Was sci-fi big over there? Were you a fan of what kind of drew you to the film and this genre?
What really drew me to the film was just the story. And at the end of the day, it's not just a sci-fi film, but it's a story that has a lot of heart. The characters are really fleshed out. It's very character-driven. So at the end of the day, I've liked sci-fi. I was a huge sci-fi buff growing up, really. I tended to, be drawn towards, I guess, dramas and character-driven dramas mostly. But this film, it just appeals to everything. And to everyone. It's not just a sci-fi film.
Where do you go from here? This is obviously a huge film that's going to come out and make lots of money and just kind of throw your name up on a pedestal.
Well, what I've started to do is I started writing and producing, and I really enjoy that process. So next, what I'm working on currently is a film set in Africa, and it's smaller in scale. It's not a bigger budget. And, so that's what I'm working on now, and it's just a great piece that, just requires a lot of my acting chops, and it goes back to just character, and that's what I'm doing. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully be shooting pretty soon, and that's what I'm doing currently.
Well, good luck, and thanks for calling in. And your movie comes out March 11th, and it'll be big, huge, awesome, and I'm sure we'll be seeing a whole lot more of you in the coming future. But good luck with all your writing and producing, and hopefully we'll be able to talk again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good talking to you.